Imagine spending over nine figures to buy a house and spending additional monies to repair the damages of the house just because you didn't see it beforehand or before buying that house. This is the experience of a lot of people that bought houses in Nigeria without inspecting it thoroughly before putting down 1 naira in that house. In fact, I know of a prominent public figure in Nigeria that spent over 300 million to buy a house, and after few months, immediately rain started falling. They had to vacate that house because it was completely unconducive for them to live in. Now, they did not just lose money, it also affected their child's life. All of this can easily be avoided if only you can thoroughly inspect a house before buying it. Just because a house is aesthetically pleasing or in a good location does not mean it is conducive to live or it is even worth the price they are telling you it is worth. Now, these are the things you need to inspect in a house before buying it. It is very important you note this to avoid putting your hard-earned money into a house only to regret it or even end up losing the house completely. Now, what are the things you need to inspect before buying a house? One, which is very, very common, you need to inspect the documents of the house to ensure that the person you are buying from is actually the owner of the house. You also need to check the building plan of the house to ensure that it is a fully approved building plan to avoid stories that touch the house. The second important thing you need to verify or inspect is the survey plan of the house. Chart that house to ensure that it is not in any way that would attract demolition either now or in the future. Remember, you are putting a huge amount of money in this house, and houses are long-term investments. So you need to ensure that whatever you are putting your money in is not something you are going to lose later to demolition. The third category of the things you need to inspect in a house is the structural integrity of the house. You need to check the quality of foundation of the house. Imagine you're buying an off-plan project. You need to check how solid the structure of the building actually is. If you are inspecting the foundation, check for cracks in the foundation. If there are visible cracks in the foundation, you need to run away because it is already telling you that the foundation is not strong. Now imagine the rest of the house. And if you do not have an opportunity to inspect a house when it is still being built, you can still know if the structural integrity of the house is very solid. When you go to inspect those houses, check for cracks in the wall. If there are cracks in the wall, it is already telling you that there is something not solid about that house. Don't check to know if it is small crack or big crack. My brother, my sister, run away because it's really not worth your money. If you are to fix the structure of a house when you are done buying it, it is going to cost you way much money. You also need to check the roofing structure of that house. If there are leaks from the roof, it is going to damage a lot of things for you in that house. These are the things that can cause collapsing of your walls, collapsing of your roof. All of a sudden, you see that someone's PVC are falling down in their sitting room. You don't want those kind of stories. The next thing you want to check is the plumbing system of the house. Now, this is the easiest way to do this. When you are inspecting a house, go to the toilets and bathrooms and try and flush those toilets. If you flush it and you still hear smell from those toilets, then there is a problem. My brother, my sister, you don't want to know the end of that problem. Just come out. Carry yourself and be going. You don't want the stress of that kind of problem. Also, go to the highest point of that house and try on the tap or on the shower. If the pressure is not good, if the pressure is not much, then you have a problem with the plumbing system of that house. So when you take all of these things, you just know when a house is not really worth you putting your hard-earned money in, and also the stress that comes from buying a house that has a lot of problems. The next important thing to check is the electrical wiring of the house. See, this one is very important because if the electricals of that house is not done properly, it can cause fire outbreak. And fire outbreak means you're going to lose both the house and the properties in the house. You don't want that kind of thing. Now, how do you easily check this? When you go to inspect a house, try and on the electrical switches of those houses. If you hear sounds like shay, even small, just carry yourself and be going. There is something faulty about the electricals of that house. Now, this is the truth. When you are inspecting a house, especially as a first timer or someone that is not really experienced in the field, you're not going to be able to identify all of those things easily. That is why it is important to hire a professional inspector to inspect a house for you before you put down your hard-earned money in that house. See, it is better to do it right the first time than to come back and start repairing things. So to avoid all of these things, it is better to spend those small money and hire the professionals that know the ins and outs of those inspections to inspect it for you before you put in your hard-earned money in a house. 300 to 500,000 naira to hire a professional inspector is going to save you a lot of stress and also a lot of problems from losing your hard-earned 8 to 9 figures. Remember, just because a house is aesthetically pleasing or because it is in a good location does not mean it is, one, worth the price we are being told, or two, it is a conducive place to buy, to live, or even to rent to make money. Because if the house is not good, even your tenants will run away. So do with this information whatever you will. And if you're meeting me for the very first time, my name is Jocelyn Nadi. I'm your realtor in Port Harcourt, specialized in shortlet and building passive income properties. And if you're looking to build in Port Harcourt or in Nigeria, either now or anytime soon, and you need information, insight, and tips that would help you in your building to reduce stress, build things that make you much more money, and also avoid being scammed when you are building, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the family. And if this video was helpful to you in any way, do well to like this video and also share to your friends and family. I will see you in the very next video.